Hey, what's up? It's Ray for Scaling Bandito, and I'm in the middle of this achievement run for the Sunset Invasion. I'm right now Aztec, trying to conquer a lot of shit in Europe right now. Basically, to explain what just happened recently, I just completely decimated a war with Spain. I have an alliance with France, and which I'm going to eventually backstab them, but not yet. And I took basically all of Spain's stuff in South America, and I got Madrid, so I got that part of the achievement down. I also have to get Lisbon, Rome, and Paris. I'm pretty sure that's all. Let's check what the requirements are. It's a nice addition to the recent patch, where you can check out the achievements. So we need Lisbon, Madrid, which I have that. That's my vassal. I made it because I don't want to core it right now. I'm probably going to give all the stuff I get from Portugal and then annex him, since I don't need to have it cored right away. Madrid, Paris, London. Okay, that's going to be a little bit difficult. I did win a ton of wars against England, and I got all England's stuff in North America, as well as some islands. He also had some stuff here that I got as well. Holland, I do have Holland. I do have that. This is my vassal, Flanders. That was difficult to get all this land, but so basically what happened was he was allied with England or whatever, and I didn't make him a co-belligerent, but I made him as a vassal anyways, so there was a huge aggressive expansion penalty. But since he was just a one-province nation, you know, I went with it. And since Flanders, you know, thinks these three were his cores, I was able to declare war for them without much aggressive expansion penalty. It's very cheap to reconquest, so you always want to have a vassal that has a reconquest CB and Rome. So we got a ways to go. I didn't record the whole achievement run, but I figure better late than never, since we're kind of starting the channel again. Now there's this whole estate edition, but I'm not going to bother teaching a damn thing. You're just going to watch. I got this huge issue in the merchant guilds. I'm pretty sure that makes... I think that adds 10 unrest to provinces. Let's check. Yeah, it does, but it looks like it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We only have to deal with Spanish Brazil, which is right here and here. So we're gonna go ahead and deal with that. I always remove all forts, since it's kind of a money sink. I'd rather have a couple more mercenaries than having to pay for more forts. I mean, they're good in cases if you're like Spain and you're gonna go after France. France will have their men stuck trying to deal with that. I used to, when I did the Ethiopia run, I had some forts over here, and the way I used that was the Ottomans, they brought their army over here, and they tried to siege it down. You know, they had like 50,000 men over here, and that split their army in half, so I could put my entire force over here with my allies, and I was able to knock out his men, you know, half at a time. And that was a good way to go at using forts. But really, other than that, they're a waste of money and a waste of war score. And that's basically all I have to ramble about. We're gonna continue on this game. Oh, the one thing that is really strange about this game, France has a personal union with Sweden, so I have to save France for absolutely last. I can't break this alliance until absolutely necessary. And I have 140 years to finish this achievement, which should be enough time, since I am quite huge. I don't have a lot of trouble in the New World. I'm gonna go after Portugal next, probably. So I'm just leaving my stack here exiled, because I don't know if I want to send them this way or this way, because Flanders, I'm gonna be coring Flanders pretty soon, since I have no need for him as a vassal anymore. I reconquested all of his lands, but Leon might have some rebel issues, so I'm leaving it in the middle, exiled, and it gives me an option to go either route. Because I don't really want to send my ships all the way over there just to deal with rebels. And we have this war exhaustion of 1.3. We're going to wait until it's at 0 before we start coring everything, because it costs more with war exhaustion. That's pretty much everything. I'm just gonna... I have to save all my administrative power. I can't take the idea. I have to core everything. Yeah, last time I played this achievement run was I think 4 days ago, so I'm also trying to get a handle on things as well. Alright, I'm just gonna unpause. I always play at max speed. Let's see, let's use our diplomats. Maybe I can get some decent allies. Let's see, Spain, no. I can't ally the Ottomans because he's rivaling France. And that's... I can actually ally Tunis. He will fight in this war. He will, go this way and start sieging shit down, so that might be a decent ally. Let's see. I can have one more ally, so I might just do that. But I'm gonna wait until I declare war. Because I can promise him land. I don't need to wait for any more favors. I can promise him land since all of this is his land. So he'll join the war. But I don't want to ally him yet in case Portugal declares war. I don't want to have to decline that war. That loses everyone's trust, so I'm not going to do that. And this loyalty goes back up in actually 10 years, but we're okay. We're just going to unpause and just deal with these rebellions. France won't join that war unless I do this. Okay. So if you declare war on a colony, your allies will have a distant war penalty if they're from Europe. But if you just declare war on their places in Europe, you can take their stuff in the New World for quite cheap. It's 1% war score per province, pretty much like that. And your allies won't have the distant war penalty. I have the Holy War CB, but if I didn't have that, I would have kept one of these provinces and fabricated a claim over here. I'm gonna improve some relations, see if I can get some decent allies. Oh, I also want to annex Flanders. Forgot about that. I have this annex subject for 3 years, so I'm just gonna go ahead and annex them right away, so I don't have to remember to do that. I'm gonna abandon this. I got that from the last war. You can demand provinces that are being colonized, which is kind of weird. But you'll want to abandon them because they'll have the same culture as the place that you just took it from. So let's see. So I only have 2. Alright, I have this one protected. I'm leaving a troop there to fight the natives. And this one. Okay, so we're good colony-wise. So we're gonna move all our troops over here to fight the rebels. Yeah. We're gonna get our navy. We get these guys off these islands. We're gonna actually get 30 more men. We'll put them here in case we need to have some more rebellions. So that's 10. Okay, that's 30. Oh, he's a mercenary. Since I'm gonna go against England, I probably want to make a big navy pretty soon. Okay, I have no more war exhaustion, so let's core all of this. So it looks like I'm gonna run out of points, so I'm just gonna go after the really cheap ones right now. Yeah, I have a lot of Catholic provinces I have to change religions. But that's why I went into the idea group of religious ideas. I need 800 administrative points to get the missionary strength bonus, which is an issue since I have to core everything. So we gotta wait a little while before we can go into another war. We're kind of unstable right now. Looks like I gotta put a new advisor. So technology-wise, I'm pretty much caught up with the rest of the world. So I don't need to dump too much points because I'm not going into... Well, I do have the military group. So I think +2 would be fine. I don't want to pay an extra 11 ducats for a single point. So we have a while until this pops. And that's gonna drop after a year, so we're fine. Let's see which one. Okay. So, Portugal is allied to the Papal State, so I'll be able to get Rome in the same war. Yeah, that's actually really good. So I can get that part of the achievement. And it's in range, so I can core it. I don't want the huge aggressive expansion penalty, so I'll probably have to make him a co-belligerent. Since Rome is pretty huge, I can't have that aggressive expansion doubled. So let's see. Yeah. So the nice thing that we have is that I cut everyone off for colonizing the New World. We cut everyone off. I intentionally settled all around, you know, all that's Sweden and that's France, so he can't go in anymore. The only person that I screwed up and let through is France, but he's an ally. And so he's actually in Asia right now. He's got all of Japan taken. And he's the only one that I screwed up, because I couldn't colonize in time to get Panama and Central America. So he's got, you know, the western side, but no one else is able to colonize in the New World. Which, it doesn't really matter for France, since he's my ally. For now, at least. So I also have this province, so I can, what I can do right before I declare war on England, I can put like 300,000 men right here, and just walk them in instead of having to deal with the England's navy. So that'd be an easy way to win that war. So I'm gonna go ahead and fabricate, in case I want to do that soon. We're gonna wait a while. I want to make sure I have everything cored. I don't want to have to deal with huge rebellions in the middle of a war. Okay, so that one finished. So I'll go ahead and colonize this right here. Okay, well, I have my men on automatic rebel suppression, so that's okay. So that will solve that. I'll move these men over here, though. I might be allied with France, but I'm still not able to get access from his colony because he wants all my land, even though I'm good with France. Which is kind of annoying. like that this pauses. So about 3 more years of getting points. Oh, this is pretty good. Okay, so I can do a few things here. I'm probably gonna leave this one alone for a while. My clerics and the merchant guilds, I'll leave those alone. Actually, let's go add some provinces to the merchants. And these guys, the nobility. Diplomat would be pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It's pretty hard to try to manage all these, but you basically, the trick is to never gain any influence ever, unless it's really low. So I wouldn't ever add any influence if it's in the 60s, because something can pop up and they gain some influence, and then you'll end up having to remove estates to try to not let them take over your country, and then you basically lose more loyalty than you gain adding a province by removing ones. So basically, if I added, so I gain 0.4% loyalty by adding this province, but I'm gonna lose more loyalty removing it. So you really, if you add a province to an estate, you want to leave it unless you have to remove it. So you kind of want to think ahead a little bit in that regard. But I should be alright. Yeah, I don't want to add any more. Go ahead and colonize a little bit more. Okay, so I think I can do a war soon. Portugal somehow got there. I think they went, yeah, at this point, everyone's colonization range is so huge that they're able to go colonize from Europe all the way to, you know, Asia. But Portugal does have Africa, so he can get over there that way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna declare war soon. I'm gonna core the last of these, and then we're going to war. So I'll need to send some troops over there. Yeah, this stack will work. Yeah, Tunis will join. So I'm gonna get military access, and I'm gonna dump like 60,000 men over there. So let's see, how much more men can I have? I can have about 20,000 more, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Take these men. Actually, yeah, we'll take these men to Tunis. So we'll have like 40,000 men in Tunis to take over North Africa. You know, 60,000 over here to deal with Portugal, and I should have another 30,000 to try to get Rome. So, actually, I should set it as a special interest of mine to make sure I get it, not France. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna build a ton of these to make sure I can actually no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna build some training fields. That's what I'm gonna spend my money on. Make sure I have a huge army. These are some nice provinces that I got from England. These are really nice. I'm trying to find 500 and up. That adds to my manpower. I don't want to spend it on everything, because I'm not that rich. Okay, that's good enough. We'll save the rest for mercenaries. So I always demand support. That's basically free points, and you always want to do that. Okay. I think I'm pretty good right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and declare war now. Portugal has a lot of land. Got some troops over here. I'm basically just looking for the forts. That's all that really matters. Oh, looks like Great Britain's in this war. Yeah, he's allied to the Papal State. But we have them outnumbered pretty severely. Especially since I'll have the war goal of Lisboa. Lisbon. So in this war, the main things I need to get is this province, Lisbon, and Rome for the achievements. And then the rest, I'm going to make sure I get everything out of the New World. And I might possibly do this, is take London. If I somehow manage to get down that fort, I might take it from England. Let's look at my king, let's see. So I can have 2 more leaders, and my king is a 3-2-5. Yeah, my heir is pretty bad, so I don't want my king to die. Yeah, but... yeah, we'll just go ahead and fight without a leader here. Oh yeah, complete wipe over there. Trying to get all of the provinces down so we can't make any more men. And of course I'm trying to get these armies. He's picking off my single men. I don't want to wipe out his big armies. Looks like the New World is pretty much done. Go after put my men over there. Alright, we're gonna try to siege each province down so we can't make any more men. So we can keep our focus on what's important, which is Europe. So these provinces aren't very good, but I want to colonize them so no one else does. I don't want anyone to really have a foothold in North America. I'm kind of trying to cut this middle chunk off for everyone else. It looks like I can make 10 more men. I'm gonna just let Great Britain mess around with that. And like some men to fight them. In case he goes for my capital. Yeah. This should be pretty good. Okay, so we got that done. Now we can focus our efforts on Europe, pretty much. So the issue I'm going to have here is Tunis getting to these forts before I do, and then he'll get that war score for himself, and then with this new patch, you have to give your allies land, otherwise they will lose trust, because they expect land giving, you know, so much to the war. Okay, this looks pretty good. I want to go to the next fort. Make sure Tunis doesn't get it. So it looks like France is completely decimating the Papal State. So what I want to do, I want to make sure I get these men to Rome. Just in case France, you know, wants it himself. And it looks like he might just be doing that. Nope. Okay, so let's check this out. of this. So, I think I want to be siding with the clerics, since the nobility, they're, you know, they have a lot of loyalty already. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. What I did, I added the estate, because then I get the loyalty from adding the estate as well beforehand. So it gets me a little bit more loyalty. And alright, that influence is gonna so in 4 years the influence is gonna go under 80%, so it's not gonna pop. You know, they're not gonna take over the governments. I use these men to fight these peppers. I don't know how they got all the way over here. Okay, nice. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, go ahead and fight them. So what I can do, and this deals with the Allies demanding war score, is you can do a peace out the other people in the war, and they won't lose trust if you demand everything yourself, because they're you know, a secondary participant in the war. So that's what I always do. Make sure that I get more land than my allies. So what I'll probably do is just ask for Rome. I don't want to demand too much. I don't want a coalition on my hands. Yeah, this looks good. I don't need too much for this achievement, so I'm not gonna go overboard in doing like some kind of world domination. I want to make sure I get it in time, since I only have like 100 years yet. So I'm gonna... Yeah, this will end the war pretty quickly. I'm just gonna demand Rome. And start coring it. Actually, I'll leave the castle. So now France will put all his efforts against England now.
Wow, this is really annoying. These rebellions are undoing all my work. I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, damn. I need Inquisitor, but it looks like I can't for another 3 years. So I'll do that when that comes up. I think I'm gonna go with the tax modifier since he kinda does pay for himself. If France can somehow get his men and siege London, this achievement is gonna end pretty quickly. Gonna make sure. So I have Madrid. I'll be getting Lisbon. Amsterdam. Oh, I didn't see that one. Where the hell is Amsterdam? Shit. Amsterdam. I can't remember. I think it's in Germany. Shit. I'm gonna check Google Maps real quick, make sure I know what I'm fighting for. Be right back.